Hey, what's up, everybody? Albert Lopez here. You can find me on social at Mr. Albert Lopez. Got a new channel coming up. No, it's not a new channel, it's a new segment. And this is actually episode number 1. I decided to stand here in front of my t-shirt inventory because in today's episode, I'm going to show you the best way possible to cut t-shirts into rags. Hope it helps. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut a t-shirt into rags. You can never have enough rags. I've always loved to have a nice big stack on my shelf. Just easily available, so whenever you need to wipe something down, whether it's something that you pull out of storage that you want to use, if it's an old baseball glove that you want to start using again, you can wipe it down. And these rags, if you use the right t-shirt, can really effectively work with wiping things down and not making a mess. And also keeps you from using your nicer towels that you maybe use to, you use them and then you wash them and you use them, especially those nice terry cloths. Sometimes you don't want to use your nice terry cloth towels because you use those to maybe wash the car or just kind of wipe down certain things that don't get too soiled. The rags are used for the dirtier jobs. You kind of got your hands dirty while you were checking your car, or you're working on a project, you're working on the garden, you forgot to put the gloves on, and you kind of want to just really just get out the big chunks of dirt, the big oil or whatever, grease. Rags always come in handy, and most of us go through t-shirts, and you have a lot of old t-shirts that you wanna, that usually you just kind of throw away or you donate or whatever. So you want to grab your t-shirts. I got a t-shirt back here that I'm going to be showing you guys how to cut. I found through many t-shirts that I've done that there's a right way to do it, that you can really maximize a t-shirt where you don't just kind of get big long slivers or triangles, or maybe the pieces are too small. After doing it for such a long time, I think I came up with a pretty good pattern. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up with kind of dotted lines, almost if it was a pattern that you used to cut in school and back in like kindergarten or something. So I'll switch over the camera and show you just a couple of things here before I switch the camera over and show you how to do that. There's a couple of things you want to look into when you're cutting a rag. Don't use polyester. Don't use obviously silk. Stay away from any dress shirts, any sweatshirts, any something like that. Really, the only thing that works really well is a 100% cotton t-shirt. The dark colors I'd stay away from, like dark browns or blacks, because what happens is you end up wiping something and you don't know what part is dirty. So if you want to go in for the second clean, you don't know if you're just making a bigger mess and just smearing whatever it is that you're clearing. So if you get your white t-shirt, light gray, light colors, anything light works out really good, because you know that if you kind of cleaned it on this side, you know that side's dirty, so you can flip it over or fold it and use whatever technique you want, but you know what part is dirty. And the best thing about it is after you're done, boom, it goes in the trash. Quick tip, if you're doing a really messy job, don't just throw it in the trash. Throw it like in a trash bag or in a grocery bag, or wrap it up in maybe another rag. Put a knot in it. You don't want a greasy rag kind of wiping the inside of your trash can and just making a bigger mess. That's just a little side note. So thanks so much. I'm going to switch the camera over right now. We're going to do some lines and show you how to cut up a t-shirt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, draw kind of the dotted lines that will follow. After you get the hang of it, you really don't need to do this anymore. And I'll have a tip and trick too if you have like a larger t-shirt. Like if you get the chance to cut like a 3X, 4X, 5X, 6X, whatever, obviously you're going to have a little bit more of a material, and the benefit of that, of course, is you're going to have more rags. But I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a large t-shirt, and has a graphic. Matter of fact, I'll probably show that here. It doesn't really matter whether you have silk screen graphic or not. Most of those parts, you'll still use the inside part, whatever. So yeah, like I said, you got graphic here, you got graphic back there, silk screen anyways. You probably don't want to use the silk screen part to actually wipe. You want to use what would be the inside part of the shirt, which is still serves its purpose. So here we go. First thing you want to cut is you want to cut along the sleeves. That's the first thing that you're going to cut. You're going to cut the sleeves off right at the seam. Now don't feel that you have to cut right on the seam. I'll show you in the next part of the video that you just kind of go into it. You just kind of use that as a guide. You don't really have to sit there and go right on the seam. It's just kind of like a guide. The second thing that you're going to do is after you cut off the sleeves, you're going to cut along, hopefully you can see it, you're going to cut along the edges here, right along the side, and you're gonna right along the crease that will probably already be there from using it oh so many times. So you got along there. After you're done there, you're gonna cut right along the middle. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't think this was gonna be so fun. And then the second cut, sorry if I kicked the tripod, is going to be right on the underarm to underarm. And at that point, this is where the large shirts would make a big difference. If you really had like a 5X or a 6X, after you do armpit to armpit, in a large shirt or a medium, you'd probably go right down the middle. In a small, you'd probably just do armpit to armpit and be done. If you had like a 5X or a 4X or 6X like that, you probably break this up into thirds. You do one here and then you do one here. You'll see what I mean kind of once we go. So I would say just kind of split this in half. Alright guys, let's get started with the cutting. Get yourself some nice sharp scissors. I happen to have some nice fabric scissors here, but I have used just regular 99-cent store, maybe Office Depot scissors, but as they kind of get older, it gets a little bit more difficult to cut. So just make sure that they're sharp, or set yourself a good set of scissors. So today, I'm lucky enough to use these nice big sharp scissors. Alright, so here we go. What I do first is I start off with, like I said earlier, the sleeves. And like I said, I don't get into the seam. You just kind of use that pattern. You go there. You get the sleeves. You get the other sleeve. Oh. And we're going to set this to the side and we're going to finish the sleeve. Alright, so now we're going to continue. We got the sleeves. And let's get our marker again. This is our one side of the sleeve, the other side of the sleeve. And you're going to have a big side and a small side. The top side is the big side. This is the underarm, which is usually smaller than the top one. You want to make sure that you cut the small side. You want to make sure that you cut the small side. So you kind of spread it out, and just to kind of show you, there's the seam. I'll put a line in it so you kind of see what I'm talking about. And you just want to cut one side. Just want to cut one side. Just the small side. Don't cut all the way through. You're going to end up with like a bow tie, and that's a good size rag right there. You can use that to wipe this, wipe your counter, whatever it is that you're working on in your shop. You don't want to cut the large side, because then you'll kind of be left with one of these. It'll be small in the middle and large on the outside, and there's nothing worse than an awkward size rag, because then it's just not efficient. You can't be there and it kind of looks like this, and you kind of got this deal. It just doesn't work. You want to go this way. So there you go. You got your two rags. What you do, you start building your stack here on the side. I like to fold the sleeves halfway. It's nice and compact, and you keep them off to the side. So now you get to the shirt. And what you do is you always want to start off with the sides. You put the scissors inside the shirt, and you're going to cut from the bottom to the underarm. You do the same with the other side. From the bottom all the way up to the underarm. So the trick here is to not separate them. You're going to have the front and the back. So now you spin your t-shirt sideways. This is going to be the shoulder. Here's the collar. And you do the same with the top. I didn't kind of put the lines on those, so we know we're on the same page here. So now you're going to cut the shoulders off again. So now you're technically going to have the front part of the shirt and the back part of the shirt, but you don't separate them. Leave them as they were. It just makes it a whole lot easier. What is it? When you're cutting across. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut through this perforated line. Here you are cutting both the front and the back. Cut all the way through. Then you work on this one. You're going to cut these dotted line and this dotted line. So after you're done cutting them, you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have the sleeves, which is 1, 2, and then let's count them. You're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There you go. You'll have 14 rags ready to use. So each, you get another t-shirt, you're going to have 28 rags. It takes a little bit to go through them. And again, probably the coolest part is you get to wipe something down, whatever it is that you got, and it's in the trash. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on my next video. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this.